Hello everyone, I'm MVL and welcome to my video game pickups for April 2019. As per usual, gameplay footage included for every game on this list. And first up we have Columns for the Sega Game Gear. I got this game from CEX for just 50p. This is a puzzle game, and it plays very much like Tetris with an enclosed play area and the columns falling from the top of the screen. You can move them around before they fall into place, and if you manage to match the same color columns in a line, they'll vanish, freeing up the space they were taking. If the columns reach the top of the screen, however, it's game over and you lose. Columns is a great game, and it was ported and cloned to many different systems, but for 50p, I couldn't resist adding this copy to my collection. That's Columns for the Sega Game Gear. Next up we have Command & Conquer Red Alert for the PlayStation 1. This is a real-time strategy game. Command & Conquer Red Alert gives you the opportunity to be more devious, cunning, and ruthless than ever before. It's easy to play and addictive fun. Red Alert puts the fate of the world in your hands, allowing you to take your fight over land, sea, and air with spies, destroyers, submarines, and more. Defending your base with Tesla coils, AA guns, camouflage pillboxes, and guard dogs, and taking the offensive with an arsenal of powerful weapons across 2 action-packed campaigns on 2 CDs with over 24 Allied and Soviet missions to enjoy. I already had all the Command & Conquer games on PC, where the graphics and controls are better, but I wanted a copy I could pick up and play without installing, and thankfully this game is compatible with the PlayStation mouse for easier control. Surrender is not an option. That's Command & Conquer Red Alert for the PlayStation 1. And next up we have Star Wars Masters of Teras Kasai for the PlayStation 1. This is a fighting game, and it describes itself as 3D fighting at its best, with literally hundreds of possible moves. There are single and 2-player modes for all-out fighting frenzy, and showcasing spectacular 3D arenas including Cloud City, Endor, and Dagobah. There are 2 ways to fight, hand-to-hand, and with full weapons wielding lightsabers, gaffy sticks, blasters, and more. And the game features all your favourite Star Wars characters, including Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, Boba Fett, and Chewbacca. It's intense 3D fighting in a galaxy far, far away. That's Star Wars Masters of Teras Kasai on the PlayStation 1. And next up we have Disgaea Hour of Darkness for the PlayStation 2. This is a tactical role-playing game, and a huge hit in Japan and the USA. Disgaea Hour of Darkness follows the misadventures of the young Prince Lahal and his ragtag army as they battle demons and foul creatures for supremacy over the Netherworld. You can unleash over 100 mind-blowing spells and special skills to lay waste to your enemies, and a new formation attack system allows up to 4 of your characters to deal quadruple damage to one enemy. Plus, you can customize your army with over 150 character classes and monsters. Edge gave this game 9 out of 10, and Games TM also gave this game 9 out of 10, and says it's without a doubt the defining moment in turn-based strategy. That's Disgaea Hour of Darkness on the PlayStation 2. Next up is Mission Impossible Operation Surma for the PlayStation 2. This is an action-adventure game, and your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to take control of Agent Ethan Hunt, who is back to take on another impossible mission, utilizing an incredible arsenal of the latest IMF gadgets, weapons, and disguises. You must use the shadows to infiltrate and apply a diverse array of stealth attacks, guiding your IMF team through action sequences inspired by the Mission Impossible movies. That's Mission Impossible Operation Surma for the PlayStation 2. Next up we have Pilot Down Behind Enemy Lines for the PlayStation 2. This is another stealth action adventure game, and from the developers of Prisoner of War, and based on a true story. In World War II, over 180,000 Allied airmen were shot down over occupied territory. Only 300 made it to Switzerland and freedom. Will you be one of them? Overcome relentless SS troops, the biting cold and treacherous terrain, and pit your wits against sophisticated artificial intelligence, and explore vast environments packed with real weapons, vehicles, and foes. It's a unique adventure experience fusing stealth, tactics, and action. That's Pilot Down Behind Enemy Lines on the PlayStation 2. And next up we have Shadow Man, Second Coming for the PlayStation 2. This is an action-adventure game, and the sequel to Shadow Man. Follow Mike Leroy and Shadow Man through a dark and disturbing adventure in a battle against the ultimate evil. Travel through the realms of Liveside and witness the horrors of Deadside during your quest to save the world from Armageddon. Beyond the grave begins the battle for deliverance. Acclaim controversially originally planned to advertise this game on small billboards attached to real tombstones, saying they would pay the relatives of the deceased and that poorer families might be especially interested. That's Shadow Man, Second Coming for the PlayStation 2. Next up we have From Russia with Love for the original Xbox. This is a third-person shooter based on the film by the same name and using the voice and likeness of Sean Connery as Secret Service Agent 007 James Bond, and you can customize your Bond with upgradable gadgets, weapons, and clothing, allowing you to speed through missions in classic cars, speedboats, or a jetpack, and shooting enemies with pinpoint accuracy using the new Bond Focus mode, and you can battle it out to be the deadliest villain in all-out multiplayer deathmatches. So enter the world of classic James Bond in From Russia with Love on the original Xbox. Next up we have Ghostmaster, the Gravenville Chronicles for the original Xbox. I got this game from Big E's Games and DVDs in St. Austell. This is a puzzle strategy game. Humans have forgotten what it truly is to fear, to feel terror so deep that breathing becomes a challenge. Gravenville will be the start of our revenge, where 9 creepy environments await your twisted touch and vile wrath. Do combat with fiendish witches, virtuous mediums, and holy priests, and conquer their fears to discover the depths of hell with them. Manipulate and corrupt puny humans to solve the puzzles of Gravenville and free your brethren. Enter Gravenville, where your nightmare finally begins. That's Ghostmaster, the Gravenville Chronicles for the original Xbox. Next up we have Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb for the original Xbox. This is an action-adventure game. As Indiana Jones, you'll travel to 1935 China to prevent a powerful artifact from falling into evil hands. This globe-spanning adventure pits you against evil Nazis and the Asian underworld. It'll take more than just a trusty whip and pistol to avoid the perils of the Emperor's Tomb. The game features an original storyline with new villains, wicked enemies, and an alluring partner, along with fierce hand-to-hand fighting action and a huge variety of weapons to enjoy. As you leap, swim, climb, and punch your way through exotic locations, enter the heart of the dragon. That's Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb for the original Xbox. Next up we have The Terminator Dawn of Fate for the original Xbox. This is an action game where the killing machines of Skynet continue to wage their brutal campaign to eradicate humanity, and as a soldier of TechCom, it's your mission to stop them. Test your mettle in close quarters melee combat and punish your adversaries with an arsenal of devastating weaponry. You can play as 3 unique TechCom soldiers in the struggle to save mankind. Unleash destruction in third and first person modes, facing the legendary T-800 and never before seen cybernetic assassins. It's always darkest before the dawn. That's Terminator Dawn of Fate for the original Xbox. Next up we have Tetris DS for the Nintendo DS. This is a puzzle game. In this version of the timeless classic Tetris, there are 6 challenging Nintendo-themed game modes available. These include Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, Metroid, Balloon Fight, Donkey Kong, and Yoshi's Cookie. There's also multiplayer support for up to 10 players. You play Tetris on the bottom screen, and the top screen plays out the theme depending on how you progress. This is a very cool idea, and whilst I do love the visuals and the music for each theme, it's impossible to focus on anything else whilst you're already playing Tetris. Regardless, this is great. It's Tetris with a Nintendo touch. That's Tetris DS on the Nintendo DS. And next up we have The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker HD for the Wii U. This is an action-adventure game, and whilst I already had the GameCube version of this, which I got when it came out, I wanted to get my hands on this enhanced version to livestream. Raised on an island where the legend of the hero of time still lives, Link is about to come of age, but before he gets to celebrate, his little sister Aryll is kidnapped by a monstrous bird. Link secures passage on the ship of the pirate girl Tetra and sets out to sea to save her. The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker is reborn at last on the Wii U. Enjoy roaming islands and oceans with the power of the wind at your beck and call. A timeless adventure awaits you in glorious HD. There are new motion controls for the Wii U gamepad included, but thankfully the game also supports the Pro Controller, which is what I will be using as I prefer regular controls. That's The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD for the Wii U. And next up we have Dead Space for the Xbox 360. This is a survival horror game. A deep space mining ship goes dark after unearthing a strange artifact on a different planet. Engineer Isaac Clarke embarks on a repair mission only to uncover a nightmarish bloodbath. Now Isaac is cut off, trapped and fighting for his life, and there's no help coming. This game lets you strategically dismember your enemies limb by bloody limb. Combating monsters in zero gravity where Terra can strike from anywhere in an effort to uncover the horrific truth of this shocking thriller. Xbox World gave this game a score of 91%, saying Dead Space lives up to expectations and exceeds them all. That's Dead Space on the Xbox 360. Next up we have Sega Superstars Tennis for the Xbox 360. A super find at Daisy Duke's pre-loved store for just £1.50. This is a tennis game where balls teleport, multiply and explode, and power-ups are thrown cross-court and characters unleash their amazing superstar skills. You can play in exciting exhibition and tournament modes where a host of Sega celebrities are matched against each other in thrilling competition. And there's also a host of fun-themed minigames with inspiration from House of the Dead, Space Invaders, Space Harrier, Puyo Puyo, and Virtua Cop. So let's play some crazy tennis. That's Sega Superstars Tennis on the Xbox 360. And next up we have Pain for the PlayStation 3. This is an action game where the objective is to damage the character you are playing and the environment as much as possible. There's one giant catapult and 15 human missiles waiting for launch and endless stuff to smash into and blow sky high. That sounds like a whole lot of pain and hours of hysterical fun. Demolish everything in sight to cause total mayhem and score points. This version of the game also includes a huge range of content previously released on the PlayStation Network on the disc. So ready, aim, and get set for Pain. That's Pain for the PlayStation 3. And finally we have Wonder Boy Returns Collector's Edition for the PlayStation 4. I got this from Strictly Limited Games. As well as the game itself, the collector's edition includes a cool collector's box, a soundtrack, a keychain, a bag, a postcard, and a sticker sheet. I also did a live unboxing for this game which you can check out on my channel. This is a platformer. The classic arcade masterpiece Wonder Boy returns in high definition. Boy enjoys a day at the beach with his girlfriend Tina when suddenly a red devil appears out of nowhere and kidnaps her. Hold on, Tina, I will save you! Wonder Boy's new adventure is about to begin. That's Wonder Boy Returns Collector's Edition for the PlayStation 4. And that's it. Those are all of my video game pickups for April 2019. If you liked the video, please leave a like or a comment to let me know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content. And if you'd like to, you can support me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you for watching. I've been MVL, and I will catch you next time.